Today I would like to talk to you about Your Eternal Seed. This is one of the best online gifting activities that I have seen in a while. I joined Your Eternal Seed back in June, and I have already reaped the benefits of being in a community of like-minded individuals. Let's talk about how this board works. Our mission is to provide a home for like-minded people to work together to practice the universal laws of giving and receiving, and to offer an activity where everyone can be happy and successful. This is a gifting activity with complete virtual back office, checks and balances through the online controls, ensuring gifts are received, easy to easy access to members' information for communication purposes, amazing wealth creation potential, and the most prolific group of leaders ever assembled in one activity, creating unbelievable momentum for all. Now, there is a $10 donation fee that you will have to give so that you can get your back office set up. That's a one-time fee. So once you pay that, your admins, there's a support ticket, a support link that if you have any issues with your boards or something is going on, you can always send out a support ticket and they will respond to you in the order in which they received your email. They also give you the ability to look at your growth and where you're at on each board. And we'll get more into how the board grows as we continue this process. Once you give your $10 donation and you've been activated, you then have the ability to gift $25 that will yield you $200. Everyone is encouraged to come in at the $25 level. This will allow you to only have to be out of pocket $10 for your donation and $25 for your first gift. That $25 on level one will yield you $200. Once you get your $200, then you take 100 of that and gift up to the $100 level, which will yield you $800. Once you get the $800, you would like to move forward and gift on the $500 level, which will yield you $4,000. Completing a full cycle of all five levels will yield you $32,400 after gifting to move to the next level from once you received your complete gifts. Joining the gifting community is very, very simple. If you have an inviter, they can send you their link, and when you click on Join Us, their username will be populated in the inviters field. If you do not have an inviter and you want to join, you can email me at qualityforyoutosee@gmail.com, and I will send you an inviter's username so you can complete your profile at www.youreternalseed.com and join this great gifting activity. When completing your profile, you will need to put your first name, your last name. You want to put your email address in and your phone number. Next, you're going to want to put in your gift preference. This is where the person that is in the freshman spot, which we will talk more about later on in the slide presentation, this is where they're going to send you your gift. So you want to make sure I put three options. I have my Zelle, I have PayPal, and I also have CashApp. But you can use Venmo, you can use Bitcoin, you can Google Pay. So it's your preference. I like to give three options. You can only give one if that's your preference. Then you want to go ahead and create your unique username and your password. After you click join, you will be prompted to take a picture of your username and password so that you won't forget it as you move on to the next step. After you're all set up and your profile is complete, you will then go to the members login, and you will click on members login, and you will enter in your newly created username and password. You will then be moved on to the next phase of setting up your back office. Your welcome name will appear here, with your name and your username that you just created will appear here. And then you will be asked to send your one-time $10 donation to activate your back office. Note, the only way they will take your donation is through Bitcoin. CashApp has a Bitcoin option within that, which is very simple to set up. Getting Bitcoin via your CashApp is an easy process. As I said before, CashApp will walk you through that step. If you do not have either of the Bitcoins or ETU options within the donation options, your best option is to contact your inviter and send them your $10. They can pay for your activation and send a screenshot to you so that you can go ahead to step 2. And they may be able to accept something other than just Bitcoin. If you have Bitcoin, once you click on the Bitcoin, if you're going to go through the Cash App process, you click on the Bitcoin here for Cash App, there will be a scan symbol here that you can scan in the code once prompted. If you do not scan in the code, you will have to enter in the wallet address that will be provided for you once you log in. This number can change, so just make sure that if you are signing someone else up after you and you're the one that they want to contact to set them up via Bitcoin, that you ask them what is that wallet so that you make sure that you're sending it to the correct spot. I encourage you just to go through the Bitcoin process through Cash App. Once it's time to send, it's going to come up with that barcode section. Just scan that barcode. It's so much easier to do that. Understand there are no refunds, so you want to make sure that you are putting in the $10 worth of Bitcoin. And sometimes the Bitcoin can be, you say you want to purchase $10 so that you can send the $10, but the value of that Bitcoin may be like $9.50. That is okay. The admins of the platform will take the $9.27 that your $10 is worth. Sometimes it's worth more than that when you purchase $10. It may be worth $11. So just know that when you're sending the $10, you want to know what is the $10 amount for Bitcoin. So you may want to look that up prior to sending so that you won't send all of your profits at one time. So once you've sent your Bitcoin, step 2 is you want to go ahead and take that screenshot and send a screenshot of that information to your eternal seed activation only at gmail.com. Your back office will be activated in the order your donation email was received and donation was confirmed. This typically takes 4 to 6 hours and no longer than 24 hours. After the 4 to 6 hours, you want to go ahead and try to log back in. So you'll come back to youreternalseed.com. You'll then click on the members login. You will enter in your username and your password. And if your board looks like this, that lets you know that your back office has now been activated. If you still have the prompt to send in your $10 donation, that means they have not yet gotten to your activation. So just be patient. Within 4 to 6 hours typically, but sometimes it does take up to 24 hours. Once you log in, your name will appear here. Your referral URL address will appear here, and whoever invited you will appear here. So you'll have their information so that you can email them and reach out to them if you need to, so that they can assist you with purchasing or getting some of the people that you invite in activated via Bitcoin. If you have a problem here, and if you did come in through me and I sent you a link or an inviter's name, you can reach out to me at Quality for you to see, and I will assist you in getting your members activated via Bitcoin. So once you log in and you come here, you want to go ahead and it's time to get on the board. It's time to get into the action. So you want to go ahead and click on board placement. Once you click on board placement, you will be brought to this board here. At this time, you will go ahead and do your entry level here at $25. If the person who brought you in on level is on the $100 board, you will also have the ability to go to that board. If they're not on the $100 board, then you will only be able to go to the board that they are currently on. So if you want to go on 2 boards at one time, that's perfectly fine. Again, I encourage you to always start at 25 because you want to bring in your invitees to the board 25 so they can only be out of $35 like you were. So once you go ahead and hit the entry, it's going to say, are you sure you want to gift this $25? You're going to go ahead and click yes. Then it's going to have you go back and you're going to click on members home. It's going to bring you back to your home page. And here you will see the level board that you have activated yourself on. And so you will be on level 25 and you will go ahead and click on that level 25. You will then see a board like this. There will be a senior of the board. It'll be the time that this senior became a senior of this board will be created here on this created date. And then the day that the board was updated was the day that you became a person on that board. So this tells you what day you actually started. I came in on 6/29/20 of the board where she was this user here was a senior, was on 6/24. When I came in as a freshman, I was the first freshman on her board. Let's talk about our different levels. You have 8 freshmen, you have 4 sophomores, you have 2 juniors, and you have 1 senior. So when I came in on 6/29, which was about 5 days after this person was moved up to senior, I came in as a freshman. So I gifted this person $25. And then the next person gifted this person $25, and so forth and so on. Once the 4 freshmen filled in, this board split. So this board acts as 2 separate boards on the seniors board. So you have the right side and you also have the left side. Once four freshmen came in, this board split, and this board can split before this board splits because they then have to wait for their 4 freshmen to come in before they can split. And each board always have a junior, 2 sophomores, and 4 freshmen. Once the board split, as you see me here in the 1 spot, I moved to the sophomore spot. And as noted before, once we get 4 new freshmen on the left or 4 new freshmen on the right, the board will split again. Once the board splits, I will then become a junior 1, and this person will become junior 2. These 4 freshmen will then become sophomore 1 and sophomore 2. And you also have these 2 freshmen will be sophomore 3 and sophomore 4. And this person's board will retire. So as we get the 4 freshmen here, I then was moved to junior 1. We now have a new senior, 2 new juniors, 4 new sophomores, and 8 new freshmen. As long as you are bringing in 2 people under you, like-minded individuals, your board will continue to move. So we encourage you, once you become a sophomore, to bring in your 2 freshmen. You can also bring in a freshman right next to you, because then that way, these 2 freshmen, once they become sophomores, can work the board together to get their 4 freshmen. Once this board splits off, I will then be a senior on my own board, and this senior here will have to wait until this side is complete, until they get all 4 freshmen before this side can split. If you remember, I came in on June 29th on my very first board, and it's July 2nd, and I am now a junior. Now, on July 6th, I have now reached my senior status. My two juniors, or my first two freshmen that I brought in to my family, and this junior here, these are the two individuals that this person brought in, and these are the two people that this person brought in. Once I receive all 8 of my payments, then my board will retire. So again, in order for the senior to retire, both juniors will have to create their own senior board. If these 5 freshmen come in first, and this junior becomes a senior on their board, I will have to wait until this side completes their 4 freshman cycle. And then my board will retire. Once your board retires, you will have the retired board. Again, the board only retires after all 8 freshmen have gifted you their gift for whatever board they've come in on. So now it's time for you to regift once your board has retired. So you will go ahead and click the board placement. And then at this time, you can re-enter into the board. So once you make it through a level, it's time to regift. Move to the next level or both. You will only be able to move to the next level that your inviter is on. So if your inviter is on level 2, which is the $100 level, then you can say, I want to re-enter on level 1, because you want to make sure that the people that you invite can come in at that $25 level. And then it's going to say, are you sure? You're going to say yes. Then you're going to go ahead and make sure that you're still on your board placement. Then you can click the drop down and then enter level 2, which is the $100 board. If your inviter is there, it's going to allow you to come. If your inviter is not there, it's going to state that you are unable to move to the next level as your inviter is not on that level. So again, you want to make sure that you're on the board and that you're moving so that the people that you invite can have the pleasure of moving to the next board as well. Once you regift, you will be placed on the same board as your inviter. On whichever side your inviter is on is the freshman spot in which you will fill in. My inviter is on the left-hand side as a sophomore 1. The next available freshman slot was number 2. When freshman slot 3 and 4 fills in, then I will move up to the sophomore spot. These 2 sophomores will then move to the junior spot, and this junior will then become the new senior. Now, as a senior on this board, I will not retire until all 8 freshman slots have gifted me $25 on this $25 board. This side has already completed their 4 freshman cycle, so they have moved on to their own board, leaving this individual a senior. I can no longer see the activity on this side of the board once they have branched off to another board. This board is waiting for either sophomore 3 or 4, freshman 5 or 6, junior 2, or senior to bring in 2 like-minded individuals. Once that happens, this board will retire, and then I will have the opportunity to regift to another $25 board, as well as move on to another board on a different level, as long as my inviter is on that board. Looking at these boards, you can see the activity of each person that you brought into the board. If their color is blue, that lets you know that they have 2 invitees under them. If their color is green, it lets you know that they have 1 invitee under them. And if their color is black, that means they have no invitees under them. The board can move whether you're blue, green, or black. If you are red, when you come in for the very first time, you will remain red until the senior confirms that they have received your gift. Once they confirm on their board that they received your gift, then your color will turn black. You will have the senior's information, so you can reach out to the senior to make sure that they've noticed that you have sent them their gift. You will notice that if your board has a lot of people on there that is black, that means no one is that has the color black. That means no one is bringing anyone in. At that time, eventually this board will stall if the only person on this board, if there's only one person on the board that is blue, this board will eventually stall. So it's very important that you make sure that when you are bringing people into this wonderful opportunity, that they are like-minded individuals that want the same outcome as you, so that they are bringing in 2 to 4 like-minded individuals that will follow them through the process. Again, if every sophomore brings in 2 like-minded individuals, the board will constantly move as the freshmen move up to the sophomores, from the sophomores to the juniors to the seniors, and as the board splits. So it's very, very imperative that you make sure that you're bringing in like-minded individuals. As you move through the various boards, you will see all of the boards that you were on actively. I started here on the $25 board when I first joined. Once that board retired, I moved up to my sophomore spot. Once that board retired, I moved up to my junior spot, and then I had my own senior board here. Once that board retired, I regifted and I landed on the same board as my inviter. Once that board retired, I moved here. Now I am a senior on my board, my second $25 board. As my inviter moved, I moved. So I went to the $100 board, and I'm also on the $500 board. So as again, you will be able to see the different boards that you are currently on that have retired, or the ones that you are currently on actively. How to keep the boards moving and your invitees following you. Number 1, invite 2 to 4 like-minded people, because as you move through the boards, they will always follow you. So you want to make sure that you have people that want to continue on and complete all 5 levels, and follow you to your next board. That way you will never have to invite anyone else. Make sure that they have 2 to 4 like-minded people that would like to join their Yes family, as those 2 to 4 invitees will follow them as they follow you. Always re-gift to the $25 board so that you can continue to bring like-minded friends into your Yes community at the $35 level. The $10 donation one-time admin fee, and then the $25 gift, as your invitee can only be placed on a board that you are active on. Make sure you gift up when you are able so that your invitees can gift up to the next level. And stay away from inviting people just to fill a spot on the board, as you will find your board will slow down or come to a complete halt if you are the only one that has 2 to 4 like-minded people following you, and your friend, daughter, brother, sister, nephew, etc. is just going along for the ride. As you can't have people go through this process without inviting anyone, and it's because they became a part of a Yes family that has a lot of people following them, and so they get in at the right time and they're able to be moved along without inviting anyone. But then you also have those who don't invite anyone, and they end up on a board where everyone on the board is still Black, they have no invitees, and there's maybe one or two members on there that are green or blue. So again, that board will be extremely, extremely slow if only one person is doing the job, or if only one person has 2 to 4 people following them. Together, we can all get gifted if we all get 2 to 4 like-minded people to join your team. So there you have it, your Eternal Seed online gifting activity. This is a wonderful platform. It's one of the best platforms I've seen in a while. If every sophomore that comes in, if every freshman that comes in, once they become a sophomore, bring in 2 more freshmen, the board will never stop. You will always continuously be gifted, and those under you will also be able to be gifted. If you want to join and do not have an inviter, please feel free to reach out to me at qualityforyoutoseek@gmail.com, and I will be happy to send you an inviter so you can get in on this wonderful, wonderful gifting activity platform. Thank you.